Well, might have made a little bit of a mistake. Caused a little bit of a delay. But I'm just going to go over a small thing that I made a mistake on. It's kind of my own fault, but it's definitely caused some delays. So hopefully after this, I'll be able to go out and do a test ride, see how it is, and then by the end of this video, I should be able to give you a little bit of an impression on how I like this kit so far. So, but to start, I'm going to show you the thing that I made a mistake on. So, looking at this, that's a very shiny and brand new motor mount. The reason for that is because, as I mentioned in the previous video, I can't really use the cage that I had before. However, this bike didn't come with an extra bolt, and this was the bolt for the cage. Now the problem is there is obviously extra distance due to the cage going in between here and the other side. Now I reused this bolt, or attempted to, and I figured that I can compensate with some washers that I'd be able to space it out enough. Come to find out that was not the case. And then I was a bit of an idiot because this kind of sat flush whenever I put it in, and I couldn't actually get it with a socket. So in my attempt to try to figure out a way to get this to work right, I said, you know what, I just need to get it to tighten up enough. So I'll put a screwdriver in here to hold this in place to keep it from rotating, so that way the nut would tighten on the other side. Yeah, I've done it before in some cases, right? But I forgot about rule number 1, and that's KTM metal is very brittle, and as you can see, completely mangled this thing. So on top of that, I apparently did not have enough washers, and it bottomed out on this side, so it never actually tightened, and it just free spun and completely destroyed this side. Huge mistake on my part. Thankfully, KTM parts are relatively cheap, so I did get another one, and I did get the correct bolt, which that's the part number right there. And as you can see, it's newly installed, ready to go. Now, as for the kit, all set up, looks good. This side, we'll scoop over to the other side real fast. And as you can see, all set up as well. I did get that bracket trimmed. You can see, oh, it's a tiny little, yeah, there we go. Right there. I mean, that looks pretty good. Ignore this. I may end up just moving that off for now. I just wanted to put that on there just to hold everything together, because I don't have another washer or bolt that's going to work. So all of this looks good. No issues so far. I'm going to go take it out for a test ride, and I'll get back to you. All right, so had a chance to take the bike out today. Not too bad. It's actually first time I've ridden in a while. So it was nice to get back out on the bike. Been doing a lot more of other biking. As you can see, there's lots of bikes back there, but different kind. So impressions so far. Overall, pretty good. I like it. No weird flexing. I didn't see any parts or anything like that that just, had any crazy binds or hiccups or anything like that. No weird flexing or anything. So I think overall the kit is, feels fairly well constructed. And let's not forget about the fact that you could literally buy 4 of these for the price of some of the ones that are out there. And then with AliExpress, depending on what you're buying, and if you get coupons at the right time, you actually might be able to get 5. So there's a lot of people that will probably hate on it, and they'll tell you, oh, it takes a long time to get stuff from, China and AliExpress. Sometimes it's true, but honestly, sometimes they're really quick. It just kind of depends on the seller, as well as, the way the shipping is sent. So overall, again, feels good. The kit itself, bearings, everything was nice and smooth. It is a good thing that there is some adjustment to it, because a lot of the adjustment, I'm going to have to look at it and do some fine tuning. The brake side, for example, It felt a little bit weird. I think part of it is the peg positioning. So if you look on here, right, it feels a little bit further up than it needs to be. There is this hole back here, so I'll probably go through, make an adjustment on that and see if maybe that helps the feel. I also have this in the middle, actually in the rear slot. It's only two here, so I may end up moving this to the front slot as well. I think part of it's because it just feels kind of narrow on this side, whereas on the other side it feels a little more natural. I do need to adjust the other side. The shift rod linkage, it just needs to be pivoted down a little bit more, and then I think it'll be pretty much perfect. So one thing I will say though, rear braking feels way better. I don't know if it was just I honestly think that there's better leverage that's going on that's pressing against the master cylinder, well, I guess slave cylinder, which is allowing for more pressure or even pressure. But rear braking on this setup feels a lot better than on the OEM setup. And I think a part of that's just because of the fact that, again, it's more vertical here, and with the pivot being down below, it's just doing straight into the pressure cylinder itself. So I think this brake setup is good. It feels better than it did before. I think once I get this adjusted, it's going to be good. So no complaints there at all. And everything feels nice and solid. Didn't have any issues afterwards, right? I did torque these down. I mentioned that before. This one's 70 foot-pounds. And then this bottom one down here, that is like 34 foot-pounds. But fairly easy to do. Not hard at all to install. Definitely highly recommend it. Again, I mean, you can't beat the price, all things considered, especially if you're just looking for a cheap set to go out there. I was a little bit concerned about the other side, specifically because that's where the kickstand sits, right? And so I went ahead and I decided to test it out too. I actually went over and did the kickstand turnaround on it. So, leaned it back a little bit, and I was like, well, if it's going to break, putting all the pressure on this one point is a good test to see, how strong the material is. So rotated the bike out so I can get out of the garage, and did fine, no issues. So overall, I would absolutely do it again. Kind of wish I got it sooner. I actually, believe it or not, bought that kit probably 6 months ago. Well, I bought it a long time ago, and then the first set was canceled, and then I actually had to buy a second set. So I guess there is that when it comes to AliExpress. Sometimes you don't always get it immediately. Sometimes you get canceled right away, and then you have to go and wait for the next deal. So, but that's kind of how it goes when it comes with AliExpress sometimes. But overall, customer service not too bad at times as well. So that's pretty much it. Definitely recommend it. If you got questions, as always, just leave comments below. Let me know. And happy riding. And hopefully you will have an understanding and actually want to consider getting one yourself, because I was kind of on the fence for a long time about it because I wasn't quite sure. And then I had a buddy of mine that I knew, he had did it from a long time ago. And then so eventually I reached out to him and I said, hey, what do you think? And so I just said, you know what, it's like $90, so let's just try it out and see. So overall, can't wait to try to put more miles on it, see how it is. Again, I may change these out, the pegs. I talked about it before. They have some that you can get that are kind of fold up. These are just, stiff pegs. We'll see. Maybe that'll be something in the future. So, but that's all for now.